Hey everybody out there in the YO universe, this is Survivor 2002 coming at you again from the secret lair in Virginia, and we are on week 7 of everybody's favorite dance show, So You Think You Can Dance. Before we get into the recaps, I thought I might mention one important thing that I realized last night as I was watching the show. I think that even though a lot of people are of the opinion, and I was definitely one of them, that the choreography has not been up to snuff in a lot of cases since we've started this whole season. It was never more apparent than last night that just like in the fashion business where the models are there to serve the designer and the clothes, the dancers are pretty much there to serve the choreographer and the piece, not the other way around. So, you know, if it's crap, you still got to deal with it and you just got to work the best way you can. And I think even more so for this episode than any other, it's going to be pretty apparent that the piece is definitely supposed to be served by the dancers. And even if they do serve that piece well, they can still go home. And it has happened in previous episodes, which is why I wanted to point that out so that when I give my assessment of who's going home, people won't be too shocked or like, are you still serious? You still think it's going to be those two? But I just wanted to mention that. So without any further preamble, let's go ahead and get on with what we got here. Let's start off with a group number designed by Travis Wall, which I'm glad that right out of the gate he's doing a lot of pieces for this show. I mean, it's a great thing that they're letting him just work his behind parts off so people get to know who he is. But it was Travis doing a contemporary piece for the group number. The song was Let It Rock by Kevin Rudolph featuring Lil Wayne. And it was a very futuristic piece. And it's just the mark of what Travis's signature is going to be. Very energetic, very upbeat kinds of pieces. Although I'm sure he'll vary from time to time. I think this will be the favorite kind of piece he works with. And I'll look forward to seeing more from him. Following that was the first couple, which happened to be, according to the luck of the draw, Evan and Jeanette. They did a SONYA jazz piece to Move the Metronomy remix by CSS. Now, this is a good example of how you need to be schooled in every kind of style and how that really serves you well, because I think they did an awesome job of this. They really knocked it out of the park, and it was a great way to start off with the couple dances. So props to Evan and Jeanette. The first solo was from KAYLA to The Moment I Said It by Imogen Heap. Once again, this showcases why I think KAYLA is the girl to watch and why I think she's definitely the front runner for the final 3 on the girls' side. But she's just a natural, and I don't think you can really overpraise her natural ability or how beautiful she is. Following KAYLA, the second couple turned out to be Brandon and JEANINE doing a waltz created by Hunter Johnson to the song May It Be by Haley Westenra. Now, getting back to the whole thing about the pieces and the choreographers and the dancers serving those, it wasn't the best waltz to watch, and waltzes as a rule are not the oh my God, that is so fantastic, flashy kind of dances, which Nigel pointed out pretty accurately. And this one was really slow, which doesn't help your attention span. And then you have this music for insomniacs, as Nigel put it, which is basically about ready to put you to sleep. And I think that considering they did the best they could trying to deal with it, and I could blame the choreographer for picking this out, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. This is what he decided to create for them. They did it, and let the chips fall where they may. Personally, I didn't find it that invigorating to watch and made a lot of notes during this period, but well, they had 2 dances, so good for them. But moving on, the second solo was from Jason performing to Slow Dance on the Inside by Taking Back Sunday. There are certain people who in their solo work, especially throughout the whole competition, you don't want to be over. You're really frustrated that they only get, I guess it's what, 30 seconds each, and you could watch them dance all day. Jason, unfortunately, is not one of those people for me, and that's why I'm pretty much sticking with my gut instinct from last week and saying that Jason stands a strong chance of going home this week, especially based on a solo. So, following him, the third couple was Melissa and Ade doing a cha-cha-cha to, let me see if I can get this, Yeah, Como Goza Mi Morena, performed by Chino Espinoza y Los Dueños del Son. I hope I got that right. And that was created by Melanie and Tony. It was medium spicy. It wasn't absolutely muy caliente. There was just something about it. They were sexy, but not sexy in that way that I've seen other people be, like red hot, burn up the floor and leave a trail of fire, a la Back to the Future kind of sexy. So I don't know if it was they just weren't into it or they weren't familiar with that style, which they weren't, and they admitted that in the clip before the dance. But it was good, just not fantastic. So I'm hoping that at least it will serve a day pretty well in terms of staying in. Melissa, hate to say it, but based on this and also her upcoming solo, well, the solo I'm about to mention, is the other person I think that's in danger of going home. But moving on to the third solo was JANETTE performing to Seduces Me by Celine Dion. I don't think JANETTE can really step wrong as far as her solos goes. I mean, she's always a pleasure to watch, and that's really what counts, and that's what puts her on track to hopefully becoming one of the people who's most in line for America's favorite dancer. Note I said favorite, not best. When it comes to best, I would say amongst the girls, that would be KAYLA. But JANETTE's still pretty much on the hot tamale train as far as I'm concerned, and I think Mary feels the same way. But following her, the fourth couple was Jason and KAYLA doing a Tyce Broadway number to Mr. Monotony, which was part of the soundtrack to Jerome Robbins' Broadway, performed by Kim Criswell. Now this is probably the best I've ever seen Jason do a piece, and I don't know if it's because of Tyce's choreography or because KAYLA brought that out in him, but he really did a great job. But I think that's more the piece and not him as far as the personality and stuff goes, because that's really what's going to count when it comes to the votes coming in. So still, fantastic job done by both of them on that piece. Fourth solo was by Ade to Hater by various production artists. If there's a more generic name, I can't think of one, so I don't know where he got this music from, but it don't matter. Because Ade is another one of those people that you can just sit and watch all day long, because he is so musical in his physicality and just so amazing the way he moves. And I think he captured the music pretty well. Hopefully I'm not wrong, but I don't think he's going anywhere.